All right, so today I have a video on the brand new Ultra Boost 20 in 2 different colorways, and let's go ahead and unbox these things. What is going on, guys? Hess here, CollectiveKicks.com. If you guys want to shop this week's top sneaker deals, check the link in the description, as well as if you guys actually want to buy a pair of the brand new Ultra Boost 20s. So first impressions of this shoe, I wanted to pull these out and show you guys what we have. So right here, as I already showed, Ultra Boost 20, it says I went with a 9.5 on one and a size 10 on the other, just to see the difference and which is more comfortable. This is a pretty crazy looking colorway. So here is the shoe. On the wrapping paper, there's the Ultra Boost logo right there. All right, so the next pair is here, and this is a size 10, and this is a grayish colorway. All right, so there we have it. Both pairs are here, and this is the shoe right here. So Ultra Boost 2020, and it does look very, very similar to the Ultra Boost 19. There's only a couple subtle differences between these and the 19s. So is it worth buying these or not? I guess I'll get into that a little bit. But I wanted to give you guys a look at the two that I got, just an overview of the shoe, and then I'll show you guys a comparison to the 19s and some of the differences. First things first, though, look at this chameleon paint job on the midsole, man. Super, super dope. I love how they executed that. And it's something that we haven't seen before. It would be cool to see something like this on an existing Ultra Boost as well, other than just the brand new flagships. But it's a really nice looking midsole, as you could see right here. And it goes like purples and blues. I actually was torn because at first images, I thought this was the one for sure. I was like, yeah, this is the one I gotta buy. The black one, super clean, and then has that accent. But then when I got them in hand, I was like, this one actually pops more because it's like white. For some reason, the midsole just looks better to me. So I couldn't resist. I had to get both of them. Just a quick overview of the shoe, though. Boost midsole, 20% more boost on this one than on the regular Ultra Boost. And then you have a really interesting design for a heel canter around here that wraps around. It gives you some stability on the back section of the shoe. You do have a lace cage right here on the sides that hold the laces in place right there. The upper is prime knit, but it does have some treatment to it. As you can see, there's some double stitching down around the toe section all the way around, which is actually adds some reinforcement to the shoe, which is nice. And then you have the attached tongue, and this is the ISS version, as you can see right here, as it says so on the tongue, the boost in space. The regular versions don't have that, but I do like the fact that the price points on these were only 180 retail. They weren't 200 or 250, even with that crazy boost. So that's a selling point to me on the first colorways that they dropped. I love what they did, and this is a differentiator from the other ones in my opinion. And you do have some special ISS branding in the insole as well, as you can see right here. The other one just says Adidas. From the front to the back of the shoe, it does change actually the materials, and this is like a neoprene sort of sock liner type feel on the outside of the shoe as well as on the inside. So that's kind of a transition right there. And then on the back right there, there's a nice little orange tab, which adds a little bit of pop to the shoe. Boost midsole, and then you have the Continental rubber on the outsole as usual right here. Nice traction pattern here, and then you have a stability section right there in the middle of the shoe. So great looking shoe in my opinion. I love this colorway, and I love the way that this one specifically looks on feet. And I do have a pair of the 19s out here, so let's go ahead and compare them in this video from the 19s and the 20s. There are a couple differences, as I already mentioned. This one I did my hydro dip on. Some people were like... like this one, and the boost is held up really well. I've worn these quite a few times. The first and probably most notable thing to me that's different on these two is this back section right here. This one is prime knit, and the back tab kind of is a little bit more rounded. And then on the 20 version, it is kind of a neoprene outside and not the prime knit. And then it is kind of the shape of a more of a traditional Ultra Boost if you look at it like that. And so it sits a little bit higher on your foot. Both of them are pretty comfortable though, so honestly I don't notice too much of a difference on feet. Also on the back section there's that little line right here, which is not featured obviously on the other one. The heel cup here is exactly the same. The midsole is exactly the same. The Continental rubber is exactly the same on the bottom as well. But then you do have a difference in the liner up here for the tongue. As you can see, it comes around here in a like kind of a sloppy edge. And this one, it's a little bit more tight knit, as you can see. Also on my 19, I do have a pull tab here versus the fused material on top of this one right here. This one kind of resembles like a 1.0 right here a little bit more so than this. And I like what they did. I mean, it's a subtle, simple change to the pattern. And here's a look at like a black pair right here. So this has a multicolor all the way threading through it. And this is just all singular tone, which this one is fun, but honestly, I like the simpler single color better. And then also another theme through the 19s that were consistent throughout was they did mismatched colors on the front section and the back sections of the shoe, which some people liked and some people didn't. This is my uncaged version where I ripped that cage off here. And you could see it has a multicolor on the bottom, and then the upper is black with some red lines across. And now they kind of simplified things a bit where it's all one uniform look to the shoe. And then you do have that extra little reinforcement with that extra material around right here, which makes it a little bit more firm around, and hopefully will give it some added protection. I would say overall feel of the new Prime Knit is less stretchy. It's a little bit like more tight knit. And so if you like the stretchiness down here in the toe section of the 19s, it doesn't have as much give, but I'm sure if you break them in, they'll give a little bit more because I broke those ones in pretty well. So that is the other change. And then the last change on the shoe is this cage right here. It's pretty similar in shape, like it looks very, very close, but the difference is this, like these three stripes right here actually stick out from the base of the bottom of it, and these ones do not. They're just all fused together in one little motion there. So different, and also they do have some extra knit down through here for some added look and design there. I mean, I don't know which one I like better because honestly I didn't really like the cage on the 19s as well. The 20s look very, very similar to the 19s, so I wish they would have changed that up a lot more because then it would have looked a little bit better. But when you have the laces loose like this, I mean, I think it looks pretty clean. And so ultimately, like, is the shoe worth buying or not? And that's going to be the tough part because a lot of people will not want to pay $180 for a new pair of sneakers unless they're really a fan of Adidas Boost and they want to try a new running shoe that is comfortable and multifunctional. You can use this for everyday wear as well as running and gym, and I think that's a perfect shoe for all of those things. But the price point is hefty at $180 for the average consumer. That being said, I think it's a great shoe and it's a bargain price, especially for this collab version. Super, super dope with the colored midsole. Is it a big improvement over the 19s is probably the big question, and I don't think it's that much of an improvement over the 19s. They're both great shoes, but this is where having late models and then current models collide and really make things difficult, because for a regular consumer out there, why would I buy a pair of these for $180 when I could buy a pair of these for $100 or $80 even, like on sale sometimes I've been posting the links. And that's an absolute steal and an absolute bargain. And anybody that's bought a pair of these from my links that I've posted on Twitter and Instagram and my website, Collective Kicks and stuff, leave a comment and let me know, like, after you bought them, what is your impressions? Because I think that most people that actually get an opportunity to try the shoe for that $70, $80, $90 price point, they're pleasantly surprised because it's a wonderful shoe. It's a really good shoe for what you get at that price point. When you upgrade it to the new version to have the latest and greatest, is it worth that $100 price jump? And for some people, it's going to be. For me, for sure, because I'm obviously a huge fan of the products. But for the average consumer, it might not be worth the jump because it's not that much of a functional difference from the previous version. It's definitely up to the consumer whether or not you pick them up or not. If they do have some energy releases that are limited collabs that get some hype and attention to the model, I think that's probably Adidas' best bet to get more pairs on people's feet that wouldn't necessarily be buying them at that retail price or even be interested in the shoe in general, because it will turn them to that model and to try them on if there's some hype there. Once they try them on, I think that people are going to be sold. They're really comfortable. I will say they do fit a little bit snug though. So I went with a 9.5, my true size, and I went up a half a size on the other one with a size 10. And for me personally, the size 10 works a little bit better. The 9.5 is a little bit too snug, but I could always take the insoles out. That always helps for those people that were wondering. But also I have a little bit of a wider foot, and this section right here is always a little bit too compressed. So the size 10 fits a little bit better because of that. It's a little bit less restrictive. I think these look great. For me, it's a great buy. I don't think it's going to be the one that everybody's going to be rushing out and buying and they're going to be selling out like anything, because the 19s, they kind of sat and they decrease in price. But that's just the curve of the sneaker releases in general. That's what happens when you have a model that is out there, that's new, that's different, and then it goes away and they bring on the newer version of that one. Still think both of them are a great buy. I'll link these ones as well if you can find these for a discounted price. If you haven't tried either pair and you've been on the fence, I would say get a 19 on sale. Super good price, super good deal for what you get. And then if you've tried those, or if you just want to jump right in and you have the money and you want the latest version, then I'd say give these a try. Worth it in my mind. But leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. There's another look at that midsole. That color shift is so rad. Anyway, that is all we have for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new to my channel. Notification bell to be notified of when my videos go live. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you guys for some more videos very soon. Peace, guys.